He is here and he's wonderful. We've got a goal scorer at last at Brighton and Hove Albion, but how will he fare in two very different tests today? Bottom of the table Watford, reigning champions Manchester City. Let's go and see how we get on. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 3 of Building Brighton with me, Daniel. We're back today, as we mentioned, for games against Watford, who are currently in bottom place with just 1 point, and against Manchester City in second, but the reigning champions of the league. They've got a few injuries, Watford. We've got the one, and it's a big one too. Basuma out for another few weeks, but how will we get on now we've got a goal scorer? You can see he's already made his way to the joint top of the scoring charts, and a couple of other little tactical tweaks have really improved our side. So if you're looking forward to seeing how our new man fares, then please do put a thumbs up on the video and subscribe for daily FM22 content. There's also top 3s relating to FM23 every Sunday at 6 PM. You can find all the key links and playlists up in the eye above, the Twitch channel up there for regular live streams too, and down in the description, links to all the other platforms and ways to support the channel. But thank you very much for coming along as always, as we reflect on a pretty positive month actually. It was a very frustrating start to the season, but there's a very clear turning point, and it's the arrival of a goal scorer. What Brighton have been crying out for. So let's go and have a look at the transfers and see what happened on deadline day and in the days leading up to it, which were pretty chaotic. So in terms of outs, we did let a couple of players leave on loan. We just freed up a little bit of wage bill, but the main one is Hayden Roberts, the young centre-half. He struggled in the League Cup tie, he wasn't quite ready, and with the other two lads returning to fitness, and with us not having cup football till January, I thought it best to loan him out. We've sent him to Derby, a side we managed already this year on Twitch, so let's see how he develops in the Championship. He's expected to be first choice, and in fairness, he has played already since he's been there 3 times, but I wonder how he'll get on at that level. The performance is so far not great, but fingers crossed they will improve in time. What that did though, in addition to the other couple of loans that went out, is allow us to scrape with a little bit of future instalments and a little bit of sell-on clauses and things that harm the club, a proper, genuine wonder kid striker. And that man is Karim Adeyemi. He comes in from Salzburg for £17 million. Only 5 of that is up front, and it's not all guaranteed. There's some of it based on appearances, on goals, and all sorts of other stuff too. I think there's international ones in there as well. But here's a German under-21 international. He's a wonder kid. He's scored 3 in 3 already, and he's going to be our centre forward. We did try and sell Neil Maupay to make up for it, but it didn't happen in the end. And the one thing I will say with Adeyemi is look at his value now. £70 million potentially. He's got a big long contract for 4 seasons. There is a caveat though. The only way he would sign is if we put in a release clause. Now we've worked it up. If we get relegated, we get nearly 40 million. If not, someone's going to have to fork out £94 million to take Adeyemi from us. And if we get that, we can probably afford to get a superstar to replace him. But the one thing I will look at is maybe Maupay going out in January. Evan Ferguson probably going to play a lot more youth football now, which at 16 is a good thing. And with Danny Welbeck coming back, I think we've got 2 good strikers. We're in much better shape than the last episode. So a big contract for a kid that's not that proven, but we know he's going to be superb. Let's have a look at the schedule and see where his goals came and what a difference it made to our attack. Because if you look at the schedule, it's very clear to see when he joined the football club. If you look at the games before he came, no goals, 3 games, awful performances. You saw the Southampton and Burnley ones on camera. We then played Southampton in the cup with a rotated side. It was dismal. Absolutely dismal. Our plans were slightly ruined by the fact that Mwepu came on at half-time as Caicedo was returning from injury, then came off injured 3 minutes later. But either way, we were 2 down in 10 minutes. They were out of sight. Sanchez had another poor game. Hayden Roberts, it was too much of a step up. And we just struggled a little bit, but we've made some tactical tweaks, mostly after the Wolves game, and in reaction to what happened during that match actually. If we have a look at it, we lost by 2-1. Karim Adeyemi scored the equaliser, but Aït-Nouri with a late winner from distance. But the thing that we did at half-time, after going 1-0 down, is we went really aggressive. We went a bit more positive. We tweaked the tactical instructions more to what my tactics are used to. And it worked. We were really in the ascendancy. and if it wasn't for a screamer, we would have got the point. You can see though, after the international break, albeit in 2 winnable games, these lads have really delivered. We had a 3-0 win at Norwich in a game where we were probably second best, to be honest. Brandon Williams got a first half own goal. It was flashed across the box by Adeyemi, and unfortunately, he turned it into his own net for them. But he did score himself late on in the 88th minute before Trossard added a third as Norwich chased the game. Just a really good performance, and we have adjusted Trossard's role. And it's a simple switch from a support to an attacking duty, but it's made the world of difference with the lad. As you see against Everton, he ran the show. 2 goals, I think he got an assist as well. McAllister got 2 alongside him, and Adeyemi got 1 as well as missing a penalty. A 5-1 win, despite Dele Alli's goal for Everton. It was a super performance going forward. Not the best at the back, but super going forward. If you add to that the fact that Veltman was unavailable due to injury, Basuma now is going to be out as well. Considering the knocks we've got, I think we're doing really, really well. So a brilliant effort for us. You can see Ferguson got off the bench in that game, Carboni and Caicedo, 3 of the under-21s. That's something I want to work towards this year as well. But today, it's the last of that winnable run against Watford. And although we're sitting pretty-ish in 8th place in the league, although we've got 8 points from our 5 games, when we get into that run against Liverpool, Arsenal, going further down, Spurs, United, Chelsea, all back-to-back, we probably need points on the board by then. So let's go and get into the first of today's 2 games. City have battered United, not good for us for next week. But let's see how we do away at Watford. It's going to be a tough test, but I trust these lads to score goals now. Let's go and pick our team, see who's fit. Shouldn't be too bad aside from Basuma. Okay then, a few changes to the side today actually. So we've brought in Veltman back to full strength at right centre half. Lamptey's back in at right wing back. He's been injured pretty much since the last episode. And Jacob Murder into the box-to-box role. Of course, that's due to Basuma's injury. Everyone who's fit is on the bench apart from Steele, Ferguson and Mwepu, who's not quite back yet. But the rest of the squad is really strong. And we are starting to get people back. If we look at the tactical adjustments, Trossard has moved into an attacking duty, as has McAllister. Gives us a front 3 that really try and get in behind. And you find them when Adeyemi makes those channel runs out wide, you've actually got 2 players in the box, which is great. I've also made an adaptation at left wing back, which has really worked. Mark Cucurella has gone to an attacking duty, mainly because Lallana was sitting deeper, and with Webster not playing quite as wide, it seemed like we could allow him to go forward a bit, and it's had an impact on our attacking displays, and just opened us up to a bit more of a goal threat. So really pleased with how that's worked out. The rest of it's still the same, except a positive mentality, a slightly quicker tempo, and we've ditched the underlaps because they just weren't working the way we'd set them up. So that is the plan for the rest of this season. I hope it works out. I've also done my classic now. We've got a quicker striker in. I've dropped the line of engagement slightly so there's more space to run in behind. But this is our 11 in full for today's game. Robert Sanchez between the sticks. Still not convinced me, to be honest. Veltman, Webster and Dunk are the back 3. Lamptey and Cucurella the wing backs. With Murder, Lallana, McAllister and Trossard the box 4 in midfield. And then Adeyemi, the new superstar up front. Can he add to his 3 in 3? Can he keep up his run of scoring in every game since he's joined the club? Let's go and find out. Well, of course, the big threat in his Watford team was always going to be Ismaila Sarr. Emmanuel Dennis is in there as well. To be honest, if this Watford side go down, there's a few players I wouldn't mind nicking from it. Rob Elliott's in goal, so that might be somewhere we can try and take advantage. They've of course got an injury to Ben Foster. But if we have a look at our team, it should, on paper, cause a threat to them. Whether it will or not, we'll wait and find out. Into the first half against Roy Hodgson's side, hopefully they'll be cautious, they'll sit back and they'll just allow us to try and break them down. Most of the lads motivated. It's been a really good few weeks for us. So let's just hope before we get trounced by City, we can have one more great day away at Watford. Well, we're back almost straight away from the kickoff, just 15 seconds in. Not necessarily a bad thing the way we've been playing recently, as Cucurella's in behind to the byline. It's a good challenge by the defender. Rob Elliott hacks away, and it falls for Trossard in central midfield. To Jacob Murder, over the right to Lamptey. Back in the team today, what can he do? Back to Murder on the edge of the box. And within 1 minute we're ahead. And he's not as good as Basuma, not even close to it. But Jacob Murder has got a great long shot rating and he loves to take them on. 1 shot, 1 on target, 1 goal. That's not a bad start at all, is it? Well, we're back nearly 20 minutes in. Watford have still got their two up front, but we're playing out from the back with Dunk. And it might be the best thing about Adeyemi as he's setting behind here again, down the left channel, and these are the two number 10s making that run into the box. Trossard's shot is blocked, it's back to McAllister, and he's put a great chance wide there. But with Adeyemi coming in, you're seeing a lot of defences just drop that little bit deeper because of his pace. Same with the two attacking midfielders now being more aggressive, and Cucurella too. Gives us sort of a four-pronged attack when we're at our best, and means that we've got a lot more space to play in the midfield. But with 5 to the break, it's not been a great performance, it's not been vintage, but it's been comfortable. We've got the early goal, and now we've got to be solid at the back. It's something we've generally done well this season. Lots of clean sheets against the bottom half sides. What can we do in the second half? Because at the moment, this is going to be a really good result. A few of the lads motivated again. An unlikely hero in the first minute. Now let's make sure we don't concede as Watford play out from the back. They've got time in possession as it's wide to Dennis. Currently playing right wing back, I think, as Sissoko gives it away to Trossard. Chips through towards McAllister. In the box, got to shoot. Oh, he's forced wide. It's back to Lamptey. McAllister there first. Lamptey again. And deflects in. Own goal from Nkulu, but it was Adeyemi causing chaos. Oh, I'm absolutely loving this team after the tweaks. I know we're going to be inconsistent, and I know we'll go on a bad run at some point. But at times, it's an absolute joy to watch, which is a far cry from the last episode, where it was pretty much a chore to watch the 0-0s. Cucho's shot is just over the bar. Really good effort, but they're only having strikes from distance, and if they score 2 of them to get back in the game, we probably have to hold our hands up. Having said that, they're applying a bit of pressure now. Corner kick for Dennis, unmarked at the back post. That's a really poor goal to concede. So unlike us, to be honest. We've not conceded many this year, and conceding them from a set piece like that, pretty much unheard of, though we're back on the attack. Adeyemi left side of the box, dunk into Trossard, back to Webster. Oh, wonderful! The centre half has curled one in from 25 yards. I watched that at Luton at the weekend in real life, and Adam Webster has delivered it here. What a goal. What is his long shot rating? I'd love to know. It is, let's get him up, 7. 7 out of 20, finishing 6. We've got to take that. It's a brilliant goal. Everything's going in at the moment. 3 shots on target, 3 goals, albeit one of them wasn't a goal, as Lamptey gets it on the right to Veltman. Back inside to Lallana. He's had a really good game today as Trossard puts Adeyemi in. Hasn't yet scored to date. First game for the club, he hasn't done so, as McAllister's shot's blocked off the line. We'll think about changes in a minute, as Elliott's got the goal kick. Watford go long. Murder wins the header. Dennis knocks it down for Sissoko. Do look a little bit susceptible here as Lamptey's missed his header. Seamer's in. It's a good save from Sanchez. Tips it wide for a corner kick. Let's make sure we defend this because we've not been the best at the back from these today. As Seamer puts the ball into the back stick, headed over the bar again. We lost a few of those headers. Not good news, but with 20 to go, we're pretty comfortable. And now we can start to rest people because Lamptey is back from injury. We don't want to overstretch him. He's going to be replaced by Ryan Fredericks. Same for Veltman. Both of them said 75 minutes. We'll bring on Chris Mepham, I think, for him. Or maybe Carboni. They're both similarly rated. And in the last sub, I'm looking at one of the number 10s, but I'm going to save it for 5 more minutes. Right then, let's make the final change. I'm going to take off Leandro Trossard, switch McAllister over, and put Grierson as the playmaker. We've done that virtually every game so far. So with 15 to go, let's make sure we hold on comfortably. And we've seen out most of the game pretty well as we're back for a long Rob Elliott goal kick. Murder brings it down to Fredericks with a lovely touch. And that's the beauty of having a bit of depth at right wing back. Fredericks had actually been out at the same time. We were playing Solly March there as Adeyemi's in. He's kept up the record. Oh, what a player. 4 games, 4 goals. Karim Adeyemi is exactly what we needed. We said it in the last episode. We found a way to get it done. And while all the sell-ons and that mean we'll probably make next to nothing in the end, it's worth it for this. Watford 1, Brighton 4. And we're going to enjoy this moment because against City, it's probably going to be a very different outcome. Back in a minute to find out. Fitness test time ahead of the City game. And unfortunately, Mark Cucurella has just gone down with food poisoning, which doesn't bode particularly well for us. We have almost had a clean sweep of awards though in September. Premier League Player of the Month, Alexis McAllister, Young Player of the Month, no surprise, Karim Adeyemi. Let's go and get through the fixtures as top of the table Liverpool held in a derby. We've got Manchester City though. Will they edge closer to the top or can we cause a shock? Let's get through the tactical meeting. It should, bar Cucurella, be the same team. Now we have got one little issue. I made the others available for the 23s, but we're all right. We've got back just in time. So Mark Cucurella will come out for Solly March. He will be replaced on the bench by Mwepu. And the rest of the squad, I think, will stay the same because there's no reason to drop anyone after last week. That means we are weakened slightly. It's now our best two players who are out and unavailable. But McAllister's very quickly catching them and Adeyemi is in the form of his life. So let's get through to the big game at the Amex against Manchester City and see if we can back up our heroics of last weekend's performance at Watford. And here we are, no changes for Manchester City, just the one of course for us. Two very strong sides. I think theirs might just edge it though. So let's go and get through the dressing room. We're going to tell the lads if we carry on our performance we'll do well. I'm not sure that's entirely true against City, but we'll make the lads believe. That's the best we can do. Through the tunnel interview we go to the first half. We've just got to try and keep it 0-0. Maybe even be our old boring selves from the start of the year. And we're going straight from the kickoff. From the second game in a row, there's first minute action as Lallana goes back to dunk. Into Jacob Murder, who switches the play to March. It's a good start, this. Beats his man to the byline. He's got the chance to cross. Jacob Murder's there. Oh, it's dreamland. 2 games in a row we've scored in the first minute. It's that man again. Who needs Basuma? Who needs Cucurella? You can see why they've been sold in real life. Solly March with a brilliant run down the left. Jacob Murder with the finish. Absolutely phenomenal. I don't think any of us expected that. And we're back with just under 15 minutes on the clock as it's given away to Trossard from a short free kick. Adeyemi picks it up. He turns in behind. Just over the bar. It's phenomenal work from him. What on earth's happened to Manchester City? They've been awful. The fitness is a little bit shot as well. I wonder if they've maybe had a Champions League game midweek or a League Cup game and not rotated as much as they should have. Because it is a very strong performance so far from Brighton. And City have offered next to nothing. If we can win this, I will really start to believe. We've had the debate before, is FM22 too easy? This season, well, it could give us an answer yet. Let's get through the dressing room because at half time, Manchester City have created next to nothing. So as we go into the second half, we'll hope the same again because a 1-0 win here would be spectacular. So City, of course, will improve now as Bernardo Silva finds Diaz to Rodri. Back to Bernardo again. Interestingly, in the Viborg save, we came up against Rodri for Arsenal, didn't we? As Laporte gets it wide to Cancelo. He finds De Bruyne up. We know he's got the pass in him. To Jesus. Wide to Sterling on the right. Good block from Solly March. Didn't expect him to do the defensive bits well. Good ball downfield as well. Finds Adeyemi. Beats his man. Diaz holds him up. That's good defending in the end. Finds Sterling. Back to Ruben Diaz. City committing a lot more forward. Definitely trying to play a bit quicker. As Jesus switches left to Mahrez. Inside he goes. Cancelo's one of them. Through to Jesus. And it's a brilliant save from Sanchez. Really good move from City. We're going to have to be very careful second half. As we're back at the other end with a throw. Solly March. Lallana goes back to dunk. Just starting again there to Webster. Already put one in the top corner this episode. Wouldn't mind another. Murder finds McAllister. Through ball to Lamptey. 2 in the box. Cancelo brings him down. That's a penalty kick. What on earth is happening to City at the back here? Got to be given, because there's no other reason he'd go down. And it stopped a brilliant attack. Penalty awarded. Adeyemi will take it. He's already missed one for us. Do not miss again. He can keep up his run of scoring in every game. And he does just that. 5 games, 5 goals. What a player. The difference one man can make to a team is absolutely insane. Brighton 2. Manchester City 0. And with thoroughly good value for it as well. As Lamptey's got the ball on the right hand side. Up to Adeyemi and McAllister. We're starting to purr now. It's some wonderful football. Little flicks and tricks. But City have won it back this time. Bernardo Silva up to Sterling on the left. Back to his traditional side there. Ball to De Bruyne is overhit and Adeyemi intercepts. Down the right hand side he goes. Holds the ball up really well. That's good play from the centre forward. Murder finds Lallana and Trossard. Wide to March. We are playing City off the park. Trossard. March can't quite get there. And Ederson hoofs downfield. but it's straight back to Webster. This is phenomenal pressing, phenomenal football. We look like we could get a third as Trossard plays a 1-2 with March. Inside to Trossard again. 3 in the box. March has it. Trossard, chance to shoot. Oh, it's 3. I am having the day of my life here. This is the best performance, maybe not of this save so far, but maybe that I've seen from any of my sides in FM22. We very rarely start at this level. And my word, am I getting a reward. This is a performance of a lifetime. McAllister puts the ball into the back post, Dunk heads over. It's all Brighton. City cannot cope. As Foden gets the ball, one of the substitutes. Sterling on the left to De Bruyne. The thing with a side like this, if they go aggressive, there's no reason they can't score 3 in half an hour. Sterling's got 2 inside of him. One of them's Bernardo Silva. Sanchez makes the good save. It's back across goal. Hits the post second time. Maybe it's a lucky day. This is an absolutely brilliant game. We're into the final 20 minutes and I'm going to have to look at fitness again here because Tariq Lamptey is continuing his comeback. Fredericks will come on for him. I'm going to take off Lallana for the slightly more defensive-minded Caicedo. Just give him a chance in that playmaker role or maybe actually swap him with Murder. That's fine. And then we'll take off Trossard who's knackered again. He'll be replaced by Gross. That's our normal sub. McAllister swaps roles. Who would have thought this was going to happen? I mean, if you predicted it, fair play. But there is no chance I'm believing you if you say it now. As Cancelo gets the throw on the left, it will be all City for the rest. They're going to go all out attack. It's whether Adeyemi can catch him on the counter. De Bruyne from the left, across to Foden. Great block from Dunk and a clearance the second time. They're fighting really hard to preserve that clean sheet. As Walker's got a throw on the right. It's backs to the wall defending. We're showing another side of our game. Walker to the byline. Delivers to the back post. Dunk heads clear for the umpteenth time. João Cancelo picks it up. To De Bruyne. Cutting in from the left. Back to Cancelo. Fernandinho to Gundogan. Through ball to Sterling. Brilliant work. And a great save from Robert Sanchez. I mean, even he's having a brilliant game. We just know it's our day, don't we? And with 2 minutes to go, I think the party can start. Into stoppage time, we've gone positive, we've pushed City back, and we've bullied them. We've been absolutely phenomenal. It is Brighton 3, Manchester City 0 at full time. Yes, Sanchez made 1 or 2 great saves. He did get man of the match in the end. But we came out like a house on fire, and no one's telling me we didn't deserve that win. Brilliant result. Adeyemi keeps up his run of scoring 1 a game. And Basuma, he might not get back in the team after that. 2 goals in 2 for Murder, 2 assists in this game for Solly March. It's the deputies that are coming in and really delivering. Let's go and see when we're next going to be back. I don't think we're going to beat that performance all year though. It's early days and I don't really want to sound the alarm bells too soon, but we are second in the league, so just keep that in mind. Let's have a look at the schedule for when we're going to be back. I think we're going to have to show the top sides because we seem to be pretty decent against the rest. And there were them little spells coming up, weren't there, which we mentioned earlier on. So let's go and see which ones we'll next be back for. I'm going to try and get through a bit because I want to get to next season as quickly as possible and see how we do. So we'll either come back for Liverpool and Arsenal or for 2 of Tottenham, United and Chelsea. It will depend how our run goes between now and then because we're playing a lot of the sort of mid-table sides in the next few games. It's going to be really tough to see which version of them turns up and it probably gives us an indicator of where we're going to be come the end of the year. So if you're looking forward to that and you did enjoy those 2 stunning performances, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know what you think of the tactical tweaks and the one signing that's made all the difference. We certainly shocked the odds against Manchester City. If you want to see if we can do it more, then subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. There's links in the eye above to all the key playlists, including the latest top 3, where we discussed FM23 save ideas. There's also links down in the description to all the other platforms and ways to support the channel. But what a day, what a performance from Manchester City. And as we've had such a tactical success today, why not check out my top 3 tactics tips? That video is above my head now. See you next time.